Hello, hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be making some rusty paper clips and some rusty safety pins, some rusty chain, some rusty buttons. We are going to make a rust mixture with vinegar, peroxide, and salt, and we're going to let it sit overnight and have ourselves a good old fun experiment and see what happens. So I did a little bit of investigation just to sort of see what the sort of general recipe out there was about how to do this. There's some conflicting opinions about how much vinegar and how much peroxide. So the first video that I watched, that's what she did, was the two parts, the one part, and then the teaspoon-ish of salt. So I have way more vinegar than I do peroxide. So I've decided to go with the 2 parts vinegar and 1 part peroxide. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do the sort of usual suspects. So we got the paper clips. I got the little paper clips, sorry. I'm going to do this whole little box here. I've got big paper clips. And as far as I can tell, these are not coated with anything. The one gal did the video with Dollar Tree paper clips, and they didn't rust at all. And she's pretty sure it's because there's a coating on them. So nowhere does it say on these Amazon ones or on these Staples ones that they're coated. And I do have some coated ones from the dollar store here. And you can definitely feel the difference. Like you can feel the plasticky coating on it. So I think we'll be okay. Now, the one gal was super genius, and she did some rusty buttons. And I have to admit, it didn't occur to me to do buttons. So we're going to do a bunch of those. I found a few in a jar that still had the little bits of thread left in them from things that I've cut them off. There's one with a metal piece in it. So I'm curious to see how that'll turn out. So the deal is we make up the mixture. It's going to go in the jar. And then I'm going to leave this jar overnight. So we'll see where we get. So when she talked about doing the buttons, it made me kind of go, let's see, let's take this a step further. So I got out these really awful green bows. I don't know. Neon is just not my thing, I have to say. These aren't, well, I guess they're sort of apple green, but this, I don't know why I have these. I think I have them from when I was making aprons, I think. But anyways, because I'm going to be using this stuff in the Halloween journals that I'm currently making, I thought if these could turn out really gross looking and rusty and old, and the green color might look really fun. So let's see where we get with the green. I tried to, I couldn't find white bows. At first I thought, oh, we'll just do white. But I did have these little white, tiny cotton crocheted flowers. So we're going to put a bunch of those in and see what we get. Then, of course, that led me to think about lace and trim. So we're going to put in a strip of cotton eyelet and see, oh, you know, I wonder, this might be 50-50 now that I look at it. I don't know if the content will matter, so we're just going to see what happens. I've got this white polyester lace. We'll try that for sure. Here's a piece of the polyester lace that we tried to coffee dye with. So we're going to stick that in. I'm going to stick in some white satin ribbon. See what happens. Then we're also going to put in white grosgrain ribbon, which is polyester as well. I might need a bigger jar, I have to say. my brain just started firing off. When I saw the girl do the buttons, I was like, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. It never occurred to me. I was just like, whoa. So, yeah, anyways, that's why I'm kind of off on this tangent here. Because then I thought our possibilities are truly endless. So here's some polyester yarn. And then I have some old cotton sheets that I use for, you know, various things, as you do. So I ripped up a few strips of the cotton sheet because I thought, oh, if we could get this to rust up for junk journals, like this, these would be great. I could think of a million things to do with these. So we're going to do that. So that's it for sort of fabric for right now. I've got some ball chain. So we're going to use that. We'll throw that in. It's going to be a real rusty soup, let me tell you. I've got these hair clips. And some of them I very quickly sanded. Like, just like a little, like, you know, nothing crazy. Just do. One of the videos, the girls did some sanding on some of her metal stuff, and she thought it made a bit of a difference. But, I mean, I don't have time to, I don't want to have to sand paper clips. But I thought it would just be interesting to sand up a few of these. Something that has a flat surface that you could really scratch up. And I also sanded a few of these pronged paper holders. So we're going to put these in, right? So it goes like that. You put your paper in, and you put this in, and then you fold over. So we're going to put those in. So I sanded 5, and then I've left 5 unsanded. So let's see if we notice a difference in that. I think that's it. I think that's enough for the first go. Okay, 2 parts vinegar. Now I want quite a bit in here, so let's just see. Doodly-doo. If we run out of white vinegar, I have apple cider vinegar upstairs as well. I don't know if it makes a difference if you use apple cider vinegar or I don't know. So I'm going to do... I have to do math. I hate having to do math in my projects. Okay, so that's 1 cup. Two cups. I'm going to do 3 cups here. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm just trying to think, once I get all this stuff, obviously I want it covered, right? I don't think it really, really, really matters. Okay, so that's 3. So 1 cup of peroxide. Oh yeah, this will be good. This will be good. Just want to make sure everything's good and covered. Woo! Smell that vinegar. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and get some of that salt off the bottom there. Let's mix it up. Okay. Ooh, I'm very excited. All right, so let's just start plopping this stuff in there. We'll put some in there. In there. Now the one gal, her water started to change within 20 minutes. Let's put this in there. Put the chain in there. Some of these little paper clips are already a little bit rusty, but oh well. That in there, that in there. Put all that in there. getting pretty full, I have to say. I will probably, I'm gonna squish this around quite a bit, you know what I mean? I wonder if maybe I should, well, let's just see what happens. I may be putting too many things in, but we're gonna find out. And then what I might do is, oh yeah, I can always split it up into two if for some reason I feel like I need to. Put that in there. That. Okay, let's, gonna just top it up because I'm crazy like that. Okay, that's one heck of a jar. Oops, hang on, let's put the lid on here. Oh, look, it's already starting. I'm like a kid, I'm like a little kid. Look, 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 everybody. Oh, I'm such a goofball sometimes. But yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, wow, wow. Right away. So that's crazy. Oh, I'm really excited to see what we get with this. The other thing that was interesting, somebody had said in one of the comments, was that they found that when they experimented, they got, how do I say this? They left it overnight, then they took everything out of the jar. When they were happy with how rusty it was, and then they laid everything out to sort of air out overnight, and the next day things were even more rusty. So I think that's a little bit interesting. Just gonna add a little bit more here because I got that prong. Okay, well, unfortunately, for those of us that are quite impatient, we're gonna have to wait. Let's see. So what I'll do is I'll do a little update. I'll come back in about an hour. It's 10 to 8. So I'll come back and show you, and we'll see if it how much darker it looks. Wow. Yeah, I think maybe what I might even do is separate this a little bit later. I do have a lot packed in there, don't I? I have another jar, so what I might do is separate this and put it in two and see what happens. But anyways, okay, well, stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of Lisa's rust jar. And yeah, you can see a little bit of discoloration there. Yeah, I love it. Okay, thanks everybody, and I will see you in about an hour. Here is our update. It's 10 after 9, so it's been just over an hour. Yeah, it's already looking great. I will say that it smells it smells more than I anticipated it would. So I'm downstairs in the basement, and I don't have any of the windows or anything open, and I'm surprised how much I can smell this upstairs. It's the vinegar, of course, that's really quite strong. So that's just something to be aware of. The other thing is, as you can see, I separated these into two jars, and I did that, and then I put the lids back on, and I gave them a really good shake. And so I left them in on top of the washing machine. And the next time I went to check, they were, this one in particular, you can still see it's quite foamy. It was really foaming and bubbling, and the jar was very warm. Can't say that it was hot, but it was definitely warm. And I was like, oh man. So do not mix these up, put a lid on it, and leave it. If you're going to leave the lid on it, shake it up with the lid on it and then take the lid off, because yeah, that's a accident waiting to happen. This one's not foaming as much, but this one's still foaming, and they've had the lids off for about an hour. So I'm not going to put the lids on overnight. I'm just going to set them somewhere where the cats can't knock them over. So that's what it looks like now. I'm really happy so far with what we're achieving. Okay, so yeah, so do not leave the lid on it. Do not leave the lid on it. All right, let's see where we get tomorrow. So stay tuned. Okie dokie, everybody, check this out. Ooh, it's looking good. It's 12:30 in the morning, and I'm just getting ready to call it a night. And I thought we'd just do a quick peek. So when did we start? This was at 8, right? Yes. So we're quite a whiles in. Don't see too much on the bows yet. Okay, so I don't imagine it's going to get too much more rusty overnight, but I am going to leave it. And anyways, until tomorrow, okie dokie, here we go. So it is almost 24 hours since we've done this, not quite. What's interesting here is that there's no red color. The rusty color is gone, and in a lot of the other videos, their water was still really dirty. So I'm not exactly sure what's happened, but I think we're going to get some really great results. So the one thing I did want to mention was I left these in the studio overnight, and the smell of vinegar in here when I came down in the morning was like, woo! So just be forewarned, if you know, it's stinky stuff, and I didn't have any of the windows open, so anyhow. Okay, so I've got this old pot, and let's see. Wait. It smells really rusty, I have to say. Now, it doesn't smell so much like vinegar, but it does smell like rust. Move that out of the way here. Okay, we are cooking with gas here. So, these things didn't really much happen. Now, this... oh yeah, be careful if you've got any open cuts or wounds. Yikes, look out. I'm quite liking how this white cotton turned out. That's super grungy. Perfect for the Halloween journals. This turned out pretty grungy. Okay. So, oh wait, let's look at this lace. Not so much. Not so much. My only concern, of course, about putting something like this in a journal would be that it smells. So, I'm going to I'll wash these and to get the smell out, and then we'll see what's left after that. Because yeah, stinkorama. Totally. I want a tray. I'm gonna put this out on a tray. Okay, so I'm gonna put this towel. This towel is too big, but oh well. And there's cat hair on it, but oh well. So here's the silver clips. Catch that coppery color? Ooh. The paper clips all look fantastic, I have to say. The fancy sort of paper clip there, that looks great. These bows are kind of looking a little grungy. Interesting, interesting. So yeah, we just got a metally mess here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I would say we can grade this S for success. The buttons did not turn out the way that the other lady's buttons turned out. So I have a little bit of research to do on that. Oh, there's the yarn. Nothing happened to that. These prongs look great. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Okay, let's give this like I said, we'll give this a couple days and then we'll come back and check in again and see what we get. So more than 12 hours since I laid this out. No, it's more than that. It's 24 hours since we took everything out of the solution. And whoever wrote on Facebook, or sorry, YouTube, that these things oxidized and rusted up even more. I don't know if oxidized is the right word. I'm just trying to be fancy. Like I know some high-tech terms. Anyways, they were right. So these guys, sorry, my hands are a mess. I've been working with all kinds of stamp stuff, and anyways, look at that. And my hopes and dreams for these green bows came out brilliant. Look at this one. This is great. I did give it a little sniff test. The bows have a tiny bit of a smell to it. And overall, this tray doesn't smell nearly as bad as it did yesterday. Yesterday, the metal smell was quite... Look at that. Who knew rusting would make me quite as happy as it has? That's brilliant. That's brilliant. And then the 3-prong or the 2-prong. I haven't been able to see if I can really tell if the sanding made a difference or not. Ball chain is great. So I'm going to leave this out for a little bit longer before I start organizing and putting things away. But I don't think much is going to change. So yeah, so there you have it. I highly recommend. So much fun, easy to do, doesn't require a lot of space. So as long as you have your vinegar and your peroxide. Well, there's a button that... So this is like one of those cheap so-called mother of pearl buttons that we find on everything. Oops, I just lost it. So that's whoa, sorry. That's a game changer because these other buttons, nothing happened. Now these are, I don't think this is a vintage button, but it's definitely a different chemical composition. And these buttons over here that I chose, they have rust on them, but they're not rusty, right? Not unlike... So I will play around with some other buttons, because that's a great look. I mean, the ones that have the cotton thread still in them, that's fun. I may or may have made too many. But anyways, okay. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna conclude the rusting video here. Just wanted to give you a very quick little PS. This is what everything looks like after having sat for about 4 days. And I think it's pretty much the same. I don't think I'm gonna get any more rust out, so to speak. So yeah, everything turned out great. I'm definitely going to be doing this again in the near future. I'll see how much of this stuff ends up going in journals. And then I'm going to try again with some different ribbons and little notions, and we'll see. I definitely want to find, where's this? I definitely want to play with this again, this button. So anyways, I won't keep you any longer. I just wanted to show you before I start putting stuff away. This is pretty much what it looks like, even after 4 days. Here's a PS to the PS. I washed these little bits of cotton and ribbon that we had in the jar. They don't smell, I have to say. I just hand washed them quickly with a little bit of detergent. They did stain a little bit, but not, of course, what I sort of envisioned might happen. But if you were making up a jar of things to rust and you wanted to, you know, discolor some cotton, then I think it would be a fun idea to put some in there to get almost like a coffee dyed color, you know. So the cotton dyed well. This might be a nylon as opposed to a polyester. That took color, and this took color. But the white ribbon that's 100% polyester, same with this grosgrain, it did not. So just so you know, oh, and same with this yarn. This yarn did not pick up any color at all. So if you have any comments or questions, by all means, please leave them down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you spending time with me. And yeah, until the next video, speak kindly to yourselves, happy journaling, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.